Don, another WrestleMania is in the books.
Well, half
WrestleMania
of one
42.
is. Half of one. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Bob, are you there? There you go.
I'm here right
You're
now,
back.
yeah. A lot of surprises, a lot of strange things happening, especially that main event. It was just bizarre.
What the hell happened there, man?
It's like McAfee gets put out, and let's go down match by match.
No, we're not even doing that. Like, fuck that nonsense. We're just going to kick this shit off right, because what we saw is what we saw. Thank you all for coming in late here tonight. We're a little bit late, but we're here to party, here to have a good time. I've had a few cocktails. Bottles has officially kicked the neighbor's cat. It's fucking on. What are we doing here? I watched the main event. You and I have very different, very, very different.
Yes.
Very different views on the main event. I love the main event. I got no problems with the main event. None at all. I just don't. I thought the main event was exactly what this show needed. It was nice and drawn out. It was a deliberate match. Someone targeted a body part, Bottles. Do you want to know what my son said halfway through this match?
He said, I'm going to bed.
Why isn't he punching him in the back? Even my son got the old psychology of this match. Even my son was like, hey, punch him in the back. Do something there.
Folks, in
Make
case you
it
missed
count.
it, in case you missed it, it was a slow, plodding match. Cody Rhodes was booed. Mysterious Black for the 2 spot. Salute, fellas. Well, at least Orton punted Cody. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. It was a slow, plodding match with very minimal McAfee interference because he got put out in the beginning of the match. They even made a little allusion to the rumor that Meltzer put out there that Orton's got a back issue. He hurt his back training.
Did that not sound like a plant for this match from the beginning to the end?
I think they heard that.
Did that
and they
not
played
sound
into it.
like? Yeah. Did that not sound like? Well, shit. If these idiots are going to believe this, run with this.
Run with it.
Thank you very much, Mysterious Black. By the way, new
What's
T-shirt, love it.
I'll
You've always got your whores. This match was exactly what I thought this should be.
God.
Hold on.
Awful.
Man, Bottles. You're not going to ruin my good time. I don't give a shit. I was watching this match, and 10 minutes into this match, I turned and looked at my son. I looked at my wife. I said, you do both realize he's working heel right now. Cody's working heel.
Mm-hmm.
You could see it early in the match. He was working heel. And this is what I love about what they do on stuff like this, right? If you're an old school fan, you can see this shit coming. But if you haven't seen this before, this was new to you. You didn't see this coming. You weren't picking up on the nuances that he was doing to turn heel. So that eventually, at the 3/4 pole of this match, the fans were booing the fuck out of Cody.
They were booing Cody when he walked out. They liked
there
the
were
song.
cheers. They sang a song. They cheered.
They
When he
like
got in
singing the
ring,
song. They like singing everybody's songs.
No, we're not going to pretend like it wasn't at least more than a 50-50 split when he came in the ring, Bottles. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be that fan. I'm not going to be that guy that lies and says they're all booing him, because they weren't. They just weren't. You don't like him. That's fine. The crowd was not overly booing the shit out of him. By the end of this match, they were all booing the shit out of him. They worked the crowd, and it was magnificent.
They worked the crowd when they were walking down to the ring, I guess, because they were all booing Cody Rhodes, singing a song, but people were booing. And Randy Orton was getting the Randy chant right as soon as he stepped foot out on that ramp. They were chanting his name. The whole goddamn time they were chanting his name. Randy Orton, the biggest baby face of the show.
Unless he was standing next to Pat.
Well, you saw what happened when he gave Pat the RKO.
He went total face.
Yes,
so here's what happened. 3/4 of the way, Jelly Roll, by the way, got the fuck out of here early, which I was so very glad to see.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes turned heel, and they had a little bit of blood in this match, right? Cody Rhodes posted RKO, posted Randy Orton. Next thing you know, Randy Orton's got a little trickle of blood coming down his face, and he immediately started punching the shit out of the blood, and the fans went nuts. Because that's something a heel would do. A heel would go after the wound. Cody was going after the back. Cody was going after the blood spot. Cody was going after all the things that a heel would go after. Randy Orton was just there trying to win. And the dynamic of this, it wasn't Bret Hart, Steve Austin, but the flip was there. You could see it if you were paying attention. They worked this marvelously.
It's not done yet.
Thank you all for watching.
You could tell by the way it ended. It's not done yet.
Well, we're going to get to that. I'm not done yet.
And when Cody went up for that disaster kick off the top turnbuckle and Randy caught him in the RKO, did Cody get busted open? Because it looked like
at the end, no, he.
It looked like he busted a freaking artery in his face.
Yeah, it was, dude. It was his left side of his head was busted wide ass open.
He was fine when he went up for the disaster kick, and when Randy got him for the RKO, they came down on that mat. It was a blood explosion all over the top temple and into the hair. It was unbelievable. I thought he busted his eyebrow open.
It looked like he busted his eye open.
Yes, it did.
So if you didn't watch this match, let's get you up on it because dude, as an old school fan, I enjoyed this because it wasn't hit 400 super kicks and we're going to superplex 400 times and everybody and their mother's going to get involved and my mom got pregnant at halftime. Wasn't any of that shit. This
Somebody
was
else
an
got
old
pregnant at halftime.
Yeah, no shit. We're going to talk about that too, which again, this wasn't for you. That moment wasn't for me or you. And I'm going to tell you how I know this. This match was what I hoped it would be. Slow, methodical, worked the crowd, got everybody involved, worked a body part to where my son has never seen a match like this. He's screaming, hit him in the back, Cody. What are you doing? My son's pulling for the heel halfway through the match. What is happening?
Your son is obviously a Cody Rhodes fan.
I think he's a heel fan.
That match was...
In your opinion, let's caveat this.
If it would have been a vinyl album, it would have been somebody playing it at 16 speed instead of 33 1/3. It was so slow. There's methodical and there's methodical. And this was that.
Hold on. Half of the match, I can agree with you, was a little bit slower than it should have been. The back half of that match was exactly what it should have been. Can you agree there at least? Or are you just going to say it was just too slow because your Cody hate knows no bounds?
No, it was too slow. If he wasn't even in the match and two guys were having that match in the ring, I would say it was too slow. It seemed like something got subtracted from the match before they went out there. That's what it seems like to me.
I don't think so. I enjoyed this from the beginning to the end, and here's what I think.
Yes.
Jelly Roll took out Pat McAfee before the match even started, if for all of you that are wondering where he was. So at least that was out of the way. The funny part about that was they destroyed the table earlier in the night and rebuilt it, but when Jelly Roll's big ass dove on him, they literally had the wood splinter. So there was no way to rebuild the thing. Wood splintered, it fell apart. It was like, yeah, the fat ass jumped on the table. We can't rebuild this. And they took Pat McAfee back on a stretcher, and as he's leaving, he gave what is known in football as the thumbs up, meaning I'm okay. And then as the fans booed, he went. As they booed, he flipped them off. I don't give a shit if you don't like Pat. It was great. It was great.
Well, he was being a heel, so he was being a heel. The poor announce desk. It was in the middle of all sorts of altercations tonight. I mean, how many people went through that table?
So well, only two people went to it. A bunch of people hit it. Only two went through it.
Only two went through it, yes. Two went through it. I Show Speed, didn't he? He went through it.
We're going to talk about that. That was fantastic. The ending of the match, we're going to talk about that a little bit. But anyway, So Pat McAfee's back there. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton are in the middle of the ring. Cody Rhodes hits the double eye gouge on Randy Orton when he's got him in a predicament. He just gouges him right in the eyes. Randy Orton feels somebody behind him because he's blind. It's the ref. He hits the RKO on the ref. I was like, magnificent. This is what I wanted. This is complete chaos. And here comes Pat McAfee running down the ramp in a neck brace. And I said, look at this classic bullshit. Now he's in a ref's uniform. He has no say in this match, but he's in a ref's uniform. He gets in the ring, hits the 2 count on Cody Rhodes. He kicks out. Pat McAfee and Randy Orton smile. And then I don't know what's going on. And the story's not over clearly. But Randy Orton hit the RKO on Pat McAfee.
I found that strange.
He's the Viper. And my only thought is, you should have fast counted, is all I can think of. You should have fast counted. Why are you officiating this like a real ref when you're not an actual ref? I don't know what that was. I'm not going to pretend like this was the greatest ending ever. Mm-hmm. It's confusing as hell. It's going to definitely make me watch next Friday when this thing goes live. But that match was a lot to be desired at the end. I'll agree there.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's all I can say. Huh? I don't know. I don't know if that meant that. Like I said to you in the text, this match just ain't it. It wasn't it for me. I would have loved to see a full-fledged Cody heel turn and have Randy Orton be the babyface or tweener that everyone wants. That's what I would have preferred. But they decided not to go that way.
I'm telling you,
it's a slow burn.
When this was over with, they were booing the shit out of Cody, man. He was working like a heel. When he was standing in the ring, they booed the shit out of him, and Randy Orton hit an RKO and held the belt.
They were booing him through the entire match.
Yes, when he started working heel, I agree. They were booing him through that entire match once he started working heel. When he started working heel, the fans caught on to it like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on here? This isn't the guy that we usually pull for.
I don't know, dude. I think they were booing him when they announced his name. In the ring introductions, they booed him. And they're chanting, Randy, Randy, the whole time. It was overwhelmingly a Randy Orton crowd. He could do no wrong in their eyes.
This is what you want to hear, Bottles. I'm here with 2 other people watching the same match. Both of them said they're cheering him more than they're booing him. This is what you want to hear. You don't like Cody, and that's fine. I'm telling you what 2 other people in this house besides me heard. It was more cheers than boos. There was more cheers than boos.
More cheers than boos for Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, I'm a demented old man. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I didn't say that. I just
obviously, I need my hearing checked, and so does everyone else
Bottles.
Around the world that was watching this pay-per-view. But Go ahead. What do we got next?
No, we're going to finish this.
It's already finished.
Where do we go from here?
What?
Because it's definitely weird. It's a weird cliffhanger for WrestleMania. I can admit that easily. Mm-hmm. This is not usually what you get. Usually what you get out of WrestleMania is a definitive ending. And that's what fans love to see, is a definitive end of moment. Here we go. Next segment. Next opponent. Where's the next build? This didn't have that at all.
Backlash. A rematch of Backlash.
I agree. But I don't want that tag bullshit everybody's talking about. You know what I mean?
How are they going to do it?
Roll bullshit.
How will they do that when he RKO'd McAfee? How would they do that?
That sort of throws that out the window, right? Because I'm glad we brought this up. That throws that shit out the window completely. That's just nonsense fiction that Dave Meltzer wrote.
Right.
So we could agree there. That's just bullshit that ain't going to happen.
Right.
Okay. Can you agree that the fans had turned on Cody by the end of this?
Oh, absolutely. Do I believe all the little kids turned on Cody after this? Yes. I heard his daughter spit in his eye when she went to pick.
I can tell you one little kid that didn't turn on him. My son didn't turn on him. He's like, I'm a heel fan now. I'm a heel fan now.
Well, that's good.
What are you going to do? Go. I didn't hate this. You seem to have hated it. I don't know why. You ever think maybe you just don't like Cody Rhodes and that's your main issue? Like, no matter what he does, you're not going to like him in your Macho Man shirt?
I try to like Cody Rhodes, just like I try to like John Cena. I didn't like John Cena was when he was the uber baby face, shaking hands, kissing babies, going to, Make-A-Wish Foundation, shit like that. That's all well and good. But they played up into that so much, Cena could do no wrong. He even had the era of Super Cena, fans called it, for like a 5-year stretch. He won every match, did everything
and that
right.
drove fans crazy.
Yes. Just like the Cody Rhodes phenomenon is sliding that way also. And it's driving me insane. I hate the suits. Okay. I hate the sipping Wheatley vodka in the bus, doing the podcast. Hey, Cincinnati, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Jesus Christ. I hate that shit. I hate it. He's worn out his welcome. I can see why the fans turned on him when he was in AEW as a babyface. They hated him then.
By the way, Chris says Pat put in the contract if Orton lost, he would leave WWE, but the contract he signed, he didn't look at on SmackDown, so we'll see where that goes. Just saying. We'll see where it goes. Bottles, I got news for you, and this hit me today. We're not the target demographic anymore. You and I are not. We are not the fan they're trying to reach right now. We're not.
Unfortunately, the demo that watches all the shows, even AEW, is our demographic.
That is very true. I would agree with you there.
Exactly. Hey, Don and Bottles from Denisha Lane. What is that? 1142 for $4.99. Thank you, Denisha. Hey, Don Bottles, Randy, he brought back the punt kick. It was great. Yes. Blood's back. I'm back. Randy the Killer is back. Yes, he is. I love the punt kick on Cody.
The punt was amazing. The punt was awesome.
Yes.
I'm going to boot your motherfucking ass to the moon. If you know that song, let me know. I like the match. You didn't. That's fine. But let me go ahead and ask you this much, Bottles. Overall grade for night one of WrestleMania, minus including this. Like, what would you say?
Are we doing stars? Are we doing alphabets? Or are we doing numbers?
I'm
Scale of 1 to 10.
I'm asking you what you thought overall.
I would give this show a solid B+.
Yeah, I'd give it a B+.
I'd give it a solid B+. There was no Reigns, no Obafemi, of course. They're coming tomorrow.
My God.
There was no, and this is the problem this company has. Superstars that carry weight. And the only one that carried weight tonight, you could safely say, well, two. Liv Morgan and Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
Dude, I can't wait to talk about that. I really can't.
They need to build superstars up from, I don't know if it's the guys at NXT or the mid-carders they have now. Guys that come in and you anticipate when you see them on your screen, oh, shit, something's going to happen now.
Yes.
Something's going to happen now. Somebody's getting fucked up right now.
Yes. Teeth are getting kicked in right now.
Exactly. Hair's getting ripped out. Two girls are having their heads banged together. Something bad's going to happen right now. That's what you need. You need those type of moments, those type of stars.
Question for you, Bottles, right here.
Mysterious Black 629, thanks for the $2. Bottles, who would you have as face if Cody turns? Who would I have as face? What, the face of the company? Is that what you're getting at?
Who would you have as face? Yeah, if Cody is going to turn heel, which he is turning heel. We watched this tonight. If you were paying attention, he was in this match the entire time as
working
the heel.
I understand that. I understand that completely. Who said it was going to be who told you it was going to be a double turn at the first night of WrestleMania in that main event? I did. I said Cody's going to turn heel.
I hear you.
And Orton's going to turn face. I said that at our last show and last week. And then it got
weird at the end.
It got weird at the end. But I predicted McAfee costing Randy the match and Cody walking out as a champ with arm in arm with McAfee.
But
which is
who
what they
do
should have
you
done, I think.
as the
But
major face now to face off against them?
it would have to be somebody with a SmackDown brand. And who you got? You got Orton. You got Randy Orton.
You know who it is.
Kit Wilson.
Think hard about it. Just give me a minute here. Give me a minute. Think hard about it.
On SmackDown. Jacob Fatu.
I don't give. Nope. But you're close. You'd have to bring him back. How's that? Because he's jumped ship like twice in the past year.
Andrade.
Let me talk to you.
LA Knight.
Yeah, I'd bring LA Knight. Yeah,
They have no faith in LA Knight.
I do.
I'm sorry to say. I do too. But I'm sorry
You
to
are
say.
correct, Larry. It is, in fact, DJ Quick. I'm going to boot your motherfucking ass to the moon.
I'm sorry to say that because he's such a pain in the ass backstage, and I guess he rubs people in management the wrong way because he's outspoken about his character and about the way his character should do things. They're not going to put him in that position.
Since we're talking about guys that are difficult to deal with, this happens every year after Mania, and I want to get ahead of this before it all starts going down. There's going to be releases next week and in the coming weeks from WWE talent. They're going to be given their walking papers. It happens after every Mania.
Always.
And I don't want to hear about, oh, these poor wrestlers without a job. They got to go ask for some porridge. Shut the fuck up, nerd. Shut up. They're all making like 300 grand. They're going to be okay unless they're reckless with their money. Shut up.
Average salary on the main roster, folks. If you're guys like Otis or Tozawa, you're making $300,000 a year.
Easily. Way more than that, probably.
If you got a good merchandising deal like Danhausen, that guy's selling T-shirts like it's unbelievable the amount of merch he's selling. His face is on the freaking blimp flying over the place.
You're Kursthausen. Danhausen's getting over. It's not my thing, but again, I'm not the target demographic.
Right.
But there's going to be some releases, and I'm not going to be surprised if you see guys like the Motor City Machine Guns get released. Just naming some few guys out here. I'm not going to be surprised by that. Some other guys that are lower grade that you're not really seeing. Maybe some guys that are hurt all the time. Just saying, maybe.
Bo Dallas.
Just saying, maybe that entire
Wyatt
Six gets out the door. We don't see him anymore. Couple of those folks in the new bloodline, maybe they get shown the door because
the MFTs
that hasn't really worked out.
Triple H will say, "Hit the MFT, the motherfucking trail."
That's what it is. So it's going to be releases, is all we're saying. Don't be surprised if you see some guys get released, and then the IWC immediately goes, "That's awful. Shut up, nerd. Shut up. It happens every day in corporate America. Shut up."
Why is Terry Funk the voice of the IWC?
I don't know, but he fucking is. They stole my horse. You son of a bitches.
Tell him,
bring out Danhausen in the blimp. What the fuck are you doing, Cody?
Terry Funk, director of photography for WrestleMania.
Hit the button.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
We got the main event out of the way.
Yes.
Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and iShow Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight. I'm going to use a bottles trope here.
What's that?
They could have had this match on Friday Night SmackDown.
They could have.
But the ending of the match is what they saved for WrestleMania because it was, wow, what a chef's kiss moment this ending was.
It was all about the ending. The match, if you watched
it, was. It really was.
If you're going to watch WrestleMania later and you didn't see it yet, the first match, iShow Speed, all those guys, it's over before you know it. It's like it kicked in the third gear and it was done. It was over. They went to the finish. But the business they had after that finish was what was the chef's kiss, as Don said.
Logan Paul looks phenomenal, by the way. And this bothers Dave Meltzer because he put out a tweet about I Show Speed earlier, just shitting all over the guy because he can hit a moonsault better than his favorite wrestlers. He can hit the moonsault better than Kenny Omega, better than all the guys that he loves. And here's the problem, but I put this out there on Twitter, I'm going to say it again. Dave's issue is that if you're an athletic person, you can hit all these wrestling moves that Dave grades his 5-star bullshit on. The problem is they have the drawing power of Dave's favorite wrestlers in the same hat on a wrestling platform. I Show Speed couldn't draw 20,000 people to a Coliseum, but he can have 1.7 million people watching him on goddamn Twitter. However, Kenny Omega can't draw 15,000 people to a stadium, let alone 5,000 people to an arena house show. So shut up. Dave Meltzer tried to crown these people the next coming of the next generation with the charisma of a shithouse. And that's the issue.
The charisma of a shithouse.
He went absolutely out of his mind ripping this guy because he could hit a better moonsault than 90% of the wrestlers in either company. Get over yourself.
Buddy, it's just whatever shoe polish says nowadays, it's just comical. It really is. It's just comical. The same man who said Randy Orton had a back injury.
Right.
And that sounds like a red herring that someone put out there. Wade Barrett said.
They were calling bullshit on that right away.
They're shitting all over it. Shitting all over it.
Do you know what allegedly...
Speaking of shitting all over things, the Bella twins were at this show.
Hold on. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. But accordingly, do you know what was told to Dave Meltzer by Wade Barrett before this match?
What's that?
You've always got your whores.
Always got your whores.
But at what cost?
At what cost? Seriously, what cost?
Anyway, this match ended. I Show Speed accidentally hit one of his partners. Hey, welcome, Headley. Glad to have you here, pal. And his partners turned on him. Logan Paul kicked the shit out of him, laid him on the table. And I said, there's no way I Show Speed's little ass is going to let this 200-pound giant land the frog splash. I did too. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be brutal if they let this happen.
Yeah. I thought
out of nowhere, the Usos and LA Knight come back. They help the kid out. I Show Speed gets on the top rope. They've got Logan Paul laid out on the table he was at. I Show Speed does a daredevil on the ring post.
On the ring post.
Does a daredevil dive onto Logan Paul. It was tremendous. Love the end of that match.
And they had the drone shot too in the replay of it.
Yes.
Which was a coup de grace right there. It was fantastic.
I thought this was the match itself, like you said before, they could have had this match on SmackDown. The ending is what was absolutely money.
That kid could be a full-time wrestler, I think. If
he could. There's no doubt about it.
If he went to NXT and trained some more, yeah, he could be a full-time wrestler.
If Leo fucking Rush can walk around a wrestling ring, that guy can too.
Absolutely. The Golem.
Yeah.
Leo Rush. Have you seen that new gimmick of his? Jesus God.
Yeah. The precious.
Fucking running around on all fours.
AEW Neckbeard said he was stealing somebody's gimmick from Dolomite.
Yes.
It was perfect. So way to go, pal. Love that shit. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre.
By the way, this whole segment, we've got to say, this whole segment was free on ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
And on I heard it was, what was it, ESPN 2?
ESPN 2, yeah.
It was on ESPN 2 for free, these first two matches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in an unsanctioned match. This match didn't disappoint me, but I sort of expected something more. I don't know if I can put that right.
Did it seem like it ended abruptly?
No, it didn't end abruptly. It was just sort of, I thought we'd see our first trickle of blood in this match, if nothing else. That's sort of what caught me off guard. I thought this was the match we were going to see blood. Now, the part that made me laugh was when Jacob Fatu pulled out that red toolbox, and Drew McIntyre lost his shit getting away from that red toolbox. And they explained it if you didn't watch it, like, folks, Drew McIntyre's got a history with that red toolbox. CM Punk busted him open to the tune of 17 stitches. I thought that was great. I really did.
Yeah, that was sweet.
What I don't like, this is me as a wrestling fan.
What was that?
And I know I'm old, so shut the hell up. I'm Gen X. Eat my ass. I don't care. I don't like when fans start chanting, "We want tables, clap, clap." Shut the fuck up, nerd. Shut up. Enjoy the show. Stop being that fan. Like the assholes that chant what? You're just as bad. Stop. Enjoy the show.
Clap,
yeah,
clap,
dude.
clap, clap. Fight forever.
Suck my ball sack. That's what I say.
Yes.
So that shit was beyond mildly annoying. It was way annoying. They went through a couple of tables. You're right on this one. Jacob Fatu won. I don't know what's got to happen for Drew McIntyre to get a major pay-per-view PLE win. I don't know what this guy's got to do. I really don't. He's the best heel they have on SmackDown, is he not?
He is. And you could turn the guy babyface at any time. And he could be that smart-ass babyface who insults everybody. He could do that. But the thing is, they love the cadence. Makes them feel like part of a team.
Yeah, they're part of Team Fucktard.
Yeah. The
window-looking bitches.
McIntyre is doing reshoots for Highlander, the remake.
Yes, I've heard this. Yes.
Yes.
By the way, did you see, well, we talked about it earlier, I think. Maybe we didn't. MJF refuted the reports that he was shooting a movie directly after his loss, and that's why he left. He said, no, not true at all. I'm not shooting anything. This is total bullshit. So we'll see where that goes. Anyway, Women's World Championship, Stephanie Vacker versus Liv Morgan. Liv, honey, I got to talk to you for a minute. You got to quit partying so hard at Coachella. Seriously. Did you see her new 2 black eyes that she had coming into this shit?
Mm-hmm. They put like reddish makeup over top of it to try to cover it up.
They're trying to hide it hard.
Yes.
If you don't know, apparently she got into a little scuffle or something happened at Coachella, and she got hit square in the face by some hoe or something like that happened. That's what I've read. I don't know if it's true or not, but she was partying hard, got down, and some fisticuffs happened, and she beat some skank's ass but took one right in the kisser. So, honey, stop. Calm down. Get back into the ring. Focus on your career. But having said that, this match was really good.
It was good.
It had no business being this good. This was the match I was scared would get sloppy because they were so mad at each other, in my opinion, because we said, is this a shoot or not? And I'm not going to dwell on this. This was well beyond any expectation that I had for any matches on this card. This by far exceeded all my hopes. They were truly
both great.
Did.
They were both great. Both of the girls were great. And it was a hard-hitting match. And the usual suspects came out. Roxanne Perez, Gonzo, the Interfere. And, she was wrestling 3 people, Stephanie Vacker was. And the interference cost her the match.
Yeah. So your new champion, Liv Morgan, Jimmy C81, I know you're happy. Good for you, pal. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. And you were afraid this match would suck. I thought this match was good.
I thought it was good, too.
Okay.
AJ Lee had little AJ Lees, little kids dressed up as her, skipping with her down the ramp. Did you see the one girl in the background?
Yes, I did.
She didn't want to come down. She just ran from one
not.
side.
She was like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't want this.
Right.
I'm not doing this shit. AJ Lee lost. I thought this was a fun match. But here's why I like this so much. The ongoing feud between Becky Lynch and that ref, it's going somewhere, and it's going to be. I think it's going to SummerSlam.
It's going to be a match.
It's going to end up going.
It's definitely going to be a match.
Fun. Yeah, and it's going to be fun. This reminds me of the Danny Davis character in the 90s in the WWE where the referee turned heel referee. This has been fun, man. I enjoyed this way too much. No one in the house was upset about this. Everybody was like, that was fun. That was really, really fun.
It was quick. They did what they had to do, and they got out.
Dear God. Then we had the women's tag team match, and I am not going to dwell on this at all because that's 3 in a row, and I'm not going to deal with this because how do I put this, man? Brie Bella is fucking ass in the ring. She is total dog water. Fucking
always
dog
been
water.
awful. Always been awful. Always.
This was the high spot of her shittiness in a wrestling ring when she starts screaming at the fans and then starts kicking and using her husband's yes kicks. I said, I don't give a shit about this, man. Do something else with my time. My son literally got up and said, good time to take the dogs out. He didn't want to see any part of this, and I get it. This sucked balls. I get it. Paige came back, but she didn't take a single bump in that ring, buddy. Not one damn bump was taken.
Nope. I don't know how they're going to have her wrestle, but.
I don't either. Like, that's the question. What do you do with somebody that can't fall?
Well, she fell several times in AEW. She was taking bumps in AEW on the back. And she's still walking
Hold on now. We watched that AEW run. Buddy, at the end, she wasn't even hitting the fucking ropes hard. Let's be honest.
At the end, she hardly wrestled. She set things out. She was in a faction with 2 other girls, and she was like
where she was the outside girl.
The outside girl for the 2 other girls. Yeah, that's what it came down to. And she wanted to do more, and they wouldn't let her. So that's what she claims. Who the hell knows? Block Larry for $2. Xavier Woods has entered the chat. He's hurt now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I don't know what you do with her outside of this. This could just be a Mania moment and they lose tomorrow night or, Monday night for all I know. But I don't want to see any more of this, man, because she hit a couple of moves. I know she's got some fans. I know Denisha's a fan. She doesn't take bumps because she literally could be fucking paralyzed. So what are we doing?
Look, if she could be literally fucking paralyzed, they never would have brought her back. She was released in the first place because she couldn't wrestle. And she could barely speak to be the general manager of SmackDown. Remember that? She was the general manager of SmackDown for a while. And she was horrible doing that. And at the time, she was also dating Alberto Del Rio. So, we all know how that turned out. He's in the slammer.
Hey, you want to read that, pal?
Paige on her back.
Oh, just don't get a title near her face is all I'm saying. Anyway.
When she drops that tag title, they better sterilize it. That's all I got to tell you.
Fucking wash the shit out of that thing.
Anybody
got any Clorox?
Where's Woods?
Not that kind. There was one big announcement tonight that was not wrestling related. She's been out of the spotlight for a long time. It was another female.
Yes. She looked like $1 million walking down the ring.
What's her name again?
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I knew that name.
You remember her?
I knew that name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been gone a long, long time.
1 year.
Yeah, a year exactly now. A little over a year, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But she came out in her all blue wardrobe, and I said it, but I'm not going to ruin it. I said it when she walked out. I could see it in her face. I knew it right away. My wife loves her show, watches her show, loves who she is as a person, not just a character on TV. She comes to the ring, she takes the robe off, and there's the baby bump, and she announces she's pregnant. Now, wrestling fans, males, a lot of them, shit all over this. They were why would you do this now? This wasn't meant for you, Scooter. This was meant for my wife and millions of other wives just like mine that watch her TV show but don't give a fuck about wrestling. Half of the women that watch her show don't give a fuck about wrestling. And that's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. They watch her show for her, don't give a shit about the wrestling show.
I don't even know what show you're talking about.
She's got her own show. Sherry, what's
show's
that show? Yeah. The Bel Air Show. Fresh Prince.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
No, she has her own show. I'm not bullshitting you. She really does.
I think it's past tense. She had her own show.
No, she still does.
If it was still on the air, I hate to listen.
They just finished filming that season. The next season, they just finished filming. That's why she came out and announced the pregnancy, because that's what they're going to end the show season 2 on.
When have you seen this show mentioned on WWE television recently?
I haven't. That's the whole thing.
You haven't.
This was on like E or some shit. I'm just telling you this. We are not the target audience. You and I are not the target audience.
I understand.
We're not going to know about this shit. I don't know about it.
Glad I don't know about this shit.
My wife sure as shit knows about it. Oh. Anyway, that's what happened. She's pregnant. Good for her.
Does your wife watch the Kardashians?
No, fuck no. I'd beat her. Not literally. People are going to take that and be like, God damn.
He beat his wife.
Come here, Sherry. No, she does not watch Kardashians because she doesn't watch whores.
Does watch the
Love
whores?
it, WWE. Thank you, Stun SCA. Appreciate it. That's what it's called. Love it, WWE.
How's he know about that show? I wonder.
He said he had to Google it. He made sure he put that out there.
No.
No.
Anyway, that happened, but this is what I want to talk about.
Block Larry, $2. I have too much testosterone to care.
Here's what happened next.
What's that?
The best fucking match of the night. What was your favorite match of this night? Deep Thoughts by Johnny Bottles. Sometimes when I take a shit, I'm not sure that it's done. And I pinch it. And then there's more. And then I know I have to get the shower. Deep Thoughts.
Every poop's a pee, but not every pee's a poop.
So tell me, what was your favorite match of the night?
I would probably have to say the Gunther Seth Rollins match.
There it is!
For action.
Yes!
And not knowing which way it's going to go.
This was fucking tremendous.
It went the way I predicted.
Everything a Mania
Braun
match should
Breaker was coming back.
Hold on. Don't spoil it.
Yeah. Don't spoil it. They saw the show.
Some people did. Some people. I'm trying to make a scene here for Block Larry. He didn't see it.
Jesus Christ.
Gunther is my favorite wrestler by far right now in all of pro wrestling. He just is. Everything about this guy I dig. Everything. From his entrance to his finishing move to the shit he does in the ring.
Yeah, it's old school wrestling. It's old school wrestling. Yes.
It
He's
is.
a throwback. A throwback.
It just is, isn't it? It just feels like everything he does is to piss you off as a fan.
Sure.
I'm going to clown your guy after I chop him 5 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk around the ring and smugly smile as your favorite face is laying in a puddle of his own sweat and just look at all of you so you can enjoy my glory. I love this character. I love this guy, man.
The chops sound like gunshots.
I said the same thing watching this show. I said, that sounded like a gunshot.
Yes.
I looked at my wife and said, you couldn't pay me enough to take one of those chops. There's no shot in hell.
No.
There's no shot.
No. No way.
This was everything I hoped it would be and more. They were slow in in spots. They sped it up in spots. Gunther challenged him. Gunther beat his ass. Seth Rollins came out with black contacts and his jacket was on fire. What the fuck? Tell me that didn't get your attention.
Absolutely. That was very strange when I saw that.
But it looked badass, didn't it?
It did. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you not look at him in those black contacts and go, what the fuck?
Very bizarre. But that's his gimmick.
Yeah, I know.
That's his gimmick. Oddball outfits. And he's got to be sore tonight. That chest is Jesus Christ.
Which part of him?
it looks like someone spilled
because Becky's
tomato
the
juice.
man.
Becky's the man. It looks like someone spilled tomato juice all over his fucking chest.
Dude, his chest halfway through this mess.
Oh,
dude, it was cherry red. My God.
And then someone came out to turn the tide.
Braun Breaker came out and speared him. And dude. Is Braun Breaker just taken the steroid straight out of the horse and injected into himself on the spot? Good Lord. He was jacked out of his mind.
Unbelievable. You could play, what are those things you play with the stick? The xylophone. His abs look like a xylophone. That's how ripped he was. It was unbelievable.
Jacked out of his back had like 18 red bumps where they had popped pimples at tonight. Like there was just red bumps everywhere. They had already popped the pimples. Like, okay, go on out there, Captain fucking HGH. That son of a bitch's ship is named the SS Steroid.
How do you think he got healed from that hernia surgery so quickly?
We know now.
All that. Yes, now you know.
He speared Seth Rollins so beautifully that first time. Goes and throws him in the ring. And then immediately Gunther jumps on his ass and throws on the sleeper hold. Mm-hmm. It was great. Seth Rollins rolls out.
Groggy. Doesn't know where he's at.
Doesn't know where he's at. Braun Breaker's walking away. Turns around. He is all the way up the ramp, which is no shit like a hillbilly quarter mile away.
Yes.
He's way up there.
Yes.
Turns around and starts running full speed at Seth Rollins. And the whole time I'm thinking, nope, I'm not taking this bump. And Seth Rollins must have seen him coming, and at the last second sort of slid his ass out of the way, so all Braun got was a leg. I was like, okay, he saw his ass coming. He at least sold some of it. Jeez.
He looked up and said, okay, I've already pissed my pants from that last spear. I don't think I want to shit my pants. And he just stepped to the left a little bit.
He really did slide like, fuck that noise. Yes. I don't want that heat.
Right now, Seth Rollins is backstage at the stadium, icing his spleen down.
Dude.
Jesus.
He's literally sitting there like, I got to make some fucking life choices here. This isn't going to work for me.
Man, I could just buy a Starbucks franchise and run that. I like coffee. I could do that. What the fuck am I doing this for? I'm a millionaire. What the fuck am I doing this for?
I live in fucking Iowa. What am I doing here?
We got our own brand of coffee, me and the wife. Why don't we just have a coffee? Becky's coffee. Becky's brew through. She wants to have another
red
kid.
In your ass.
She wants to have another kid. If we keep going this way, I'm going to have a shattered testicle.
Dude, when he stepped out of the way slightly, I was like, okay, Braun's got to be pissed, number one. Like, I'd be mad as shit. Like, I was setting this up. I've come.
Two more spears from Braun Breaker. He's going to have a 0 sperm count. You kidding me? She wants to have another kid. Shit. She wants to have another kid, Becky does. Not now, but she wants to have another one because Rue says she wants a little brother. Rue was their daughter.
Oh, God. Anyway, that was night one. This was the best match on the card. That's why I wanted to end it on this match. This shit was a fireball. It was an old school wrestling match. It had literally everything. And then there's Paul Heyman at the end of the night with Braun Breaker welcoming him home. You got to love it, man.
He was conspicuous by his absence the entire night.
He was. My wife even pointed out. She was like, where the hell is Paul Heyman? I said, trust me. They're not going to bring him out until they need a big gun moment. And they sure as shit did.
There's going to be a tour de force with Heyman tomorrow night when Lesnar faces Oprah Femi.
Dude, that's the first match.
Free on ESPN.
How in the fuck do you do this?
ESPN asked them to put Lesnar on first for night 2 so they can have that as part of the free show, the free view. Okay, we'll do it. No problem.
Is that not the match of the night, though, tomorrow night? Is it not?
That's what everyone's talking about. That's what everyone would say.
That's the shit. You got to see that.
Yeah.
2 bulls in a china shop. This is going to be insane.
Nobody's talking about Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. Nobody's talking about Jay Cargill versus Rhea Ripley, unless they're going to count Rhea Ripley's ribs. They'll check her ribs. Oh, I can see her ribs now.
Might.
Oh shit!
Speaking of xylophones,
exactly. And you've got the CM Punk and the Roman Reigns match. People are talking about.
By the way, how crazy is that? That's the main event of this whole thing. That's nuts, right? Like, that's really crazy. When the heavyweight championship is taking precedence over the Universal Championship, something's got to change.
Who's got more star power?
You went wrong somewhere, pal. That's all I'm saying. You went wrong somewhere. Your Universal Champion, if that's the guy, that's the Winged Eagle belt, you've done something wrong. You took a left at Albuquerque. That's all I'm saying.
Because we have Cody Rhodes fatigue. I hate to say it.
Oh, I do. I get it. I do too. Make him a
everybody's
fucking
got
heel.
it. Everybody over the age of 15 has Cody Rhodes fatigue. They do. So you got to freshen him up. You got to make him the corporate guy, the corporate champion, the corporate heel. That's what they need to do. And have Orton be the psycho, Stone Cold Steve Austin-esque tweener who just doesn't give a shit. I'm RKO everybody.
I just want to get a 15 title, you sons of bitches.
That's right. Aldis, I'll RKO your ass.
Where the fuck is Adam Cole?
Adam Cole. Adam Pierce. Pierce. Jesus
I
Christ.
enjoyed this night. I'd give it I'll put it to you this way, Bottles. This dominated last year's night 1 of WrestleMania in the same town. Dominated.
It did, and it because everyone panned night 1 last year. Night 1 last year was the shit.
Because it was the shits. It wasn't fun.
Just
it was a C. It was a C at best.
Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room before we go. The creative of WWE. We talked about, okay, people are going to get let go.
Yeah.
JC Jane, the former NXT Women's Champion who could regain her title from Lola Vice on NXT on Tuesday night, cried when she was leaving the ring and blew kisses to everybody in the room.
About the crying game.
Yes, just like that. And she just fucked right off. She fucked right off. And she basically, it was her say goodbye to the Performance Center, to NXT, and I think she's going to be one of the call-ups.
Probably
JCJ.
so. You're probably
She's
right.
been down there forever. They got to bring her up. Just like Tony D'Angelo. They got to bring him up eventually. You can't keep these
Or
people.
get rid of him. Or get rid of him.
Or get rid of him. Yes.
He's part of that Italian bullshit, right?
That's all over with. That gimmick's over with. He's not.
Well, I think that.
He's not Tony Soprano anymore.
Can I give you my honest opinion?
Go ahead.
Fire that fucking guy. He's got nothing to give.
He looks like Braun Breaker with an unkempt beard. That's what he looks like now.
He looks like a fucking guy I'm never going to give money. I'm never going to give $1 to see that guy is what he looks like. I have no interest
give
in
$1
that guy.
to see that guy. No.
No, so fuck that guy.
No.
Send his ass down to AEW. Let him rebuild himself.
A lot of people on the payroll, and
Your mother's a whore.
Jesus Christ. Who? what I want to ask you first is Triple H's days numbered as the chief creative officer, the CCO?
Look, so I've talked about this openly on Twitter, and I'll talk about it here if you don't know. Creative is a position that they call in WWE. It's called the creative. Everyone else calls it the booker. Everyone else calls it a booker. Here's the issue. Every booker has his day. Every booker in the history of the territories moves on after 2 to 2.5 years. It's rare they stick around for 3. He's been there now for 2 years, and it feels like it's time. It's time to move him somewhere else in the company, give him another position, give him another job, and move someone else into the head of creative. And I'm going to be dead ass honest. Undertaker looks like a damn fine spot to fill that area, because Triple A's on fire with him at the helm. It is on fire. He's not Mexican. He understands what the audience wants, and he's giving it to them every week, to where they're selling shit out every week. That's where I'd go. I would push Undertaker to the front of the line, maybe give him another couple of little guys to work with, and go from there. Because he can't. I'm just saying, Triple H's time has come and gone, and it's time to move on.
It's gotten very stale. The problem
Very
is
stale.
they're not really creating any new stars. They really
Shawn
aren't.
Michaels is. Shawn Michaels is.
Yeah, he created Braun Breaker. For all intents and purposes, he created Braun Breaker. He created Jason
Evans.
Jane.
Evans.
Who?
Was his name Evans? Sorry, Trick
Javon
Williams.
Evans. Javon
Evans. Trick Williams.
Yeah. Trick Williams.
He's made all these guys.
He's made all those guys. And sometimes there's a miss, like Carmelo Hayes.
Who's now rebounding, though, because I'm not going to put that on Carmelo. He's rebounding. I don't know that Triple H knew what the hell to do with the guy.
Probably
honestly.
Not. His biggest success in the company was when he was a team with Trick Williams. When Trick Williams was his hype man. Trick Williams hardly ever wrestled, in case none of you knew. When he was in NXT, he hardly ever wrestled. Former football player. Hardly ever got into the ring. Hype man, out on the outside, pulling, dragging guys out behind the ref's back, beating them up, throwing them back in the ring. That kind of bullshit. Steel chairs thrown into the ring. That sort of thing. Taking care of his man. Trick Willie, if you will. But who knew? Who knew that that's what they had with Trick Williams? And now he's
Scud,
Go ahead.
Scud's saying he's staying silent on this. Here's the issue. And Scud put out a message to me in the group on Twitter saying, hey, man, make the shit real again. And I feel like that's what The Undertaker can do, and that's what he's doing right now in AAA. He's making it feel like a real issue, right? That's what he's doing.
They're trying to do that now. Look at Stephanie Vacker and Liv Morgan. Trying to make it look like a real issue.
It looked like
and that was good.
Again, so here's the thing. The problem is that Triple H is batting 300. And this ain't baseball. In baseball, that's Hall of Fame career. In wrestling, that's your ass is gone. It's time to move on. And that's where we are.
I would move Michaels up from NXT, Shawn Michaels, and have him be the booker and see what he can come up with. Mysterious Black Hayes is getting some traction now. And the mix did help him some as well. And the mix did help him some. What mix? What do you mean, the mix? The Miz.
The Miz, yes.
The Miz is
the
what
Miz
he said.
did
Yes,
get
when
him.
he teamed with the Miz. Yes. Well, when they brought him up, they tried to make him a heel. And little guy, short. He's a short guy. He's a shorter guy. And shorter guys can't be heels in a company of big men. Unless they're chicken shit heels. So he could have been a babyface underdog.
Where has that gone? But hold on, where has that gone, man? There's almost no chicken shit heels anymore, and that's one of the things I want to see get brought back to wrestling. Everybody's got to be a fucking stone cold heel now. They've all got to be this big bad bastard. There's nothing wrong with being a chicken shit heel, man.
Right.
That's what makes wrestling great. Be the chicken shit.
Right.
Be the guy that runs away when you're confronted. That's what makes it amazing.
I think what we're going to see tomorrow night with Carmelo Hayes will be Carmelo Hayes interfering in that Trick Williams match. That's right.
Probably so. You're probably right on that.
Yes. He's keeping mum about it. But that's what I think so. Uh-oh.
Does The Rock come back for his cousin? He's in Las Vegas. This is no secret. He's been spotted. He's been seen. We all know he's there. There is there is someone behind this pulling the strings. That's the question.
We thought that was going to happen with the Cody Rhodes match.
I did. I thought it would have made more sense than what the fuck they did, but we are here where we are.
He did that. 3. Yep. Yeah, and they said, Cody, I want your soul. You could have it all. You could have the world, but I want your soul. So I figured he was going to make an appearance during this match, and nothing happened.
I did too.
Maybe he'll come back and interfere and cost CM Punk the belt. Yeah.
To set up him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania next year, maybe?
The Rock and Reigns?
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd finally get it.
If he's not filming a movie, that's the problem.
He
And
ain't
The Rock's
filming shit right now, pal.
Well, he did Moana with that wig. The live-action Moana.
Yeah. Well, that's done. And
that looks like
shit.
That looks like just a complete
shit
whole ass. That looks like 100 pounds of ass that someone beat
Billy
with
goat
a rake.
ass.
Awful.
Donkey balls. And not the
Awful.
cute kind, the ones you see in a field, working hard.
Yes. Donkey. There's a donkey and his balls working hard in a field. I'm trying to visualize that in my mind.
We'll be back tomorrow night.
Till next week, Gordon Soley saying so long from the Sunshine State.